Have you ever been stuck trying to figure out why your code isn't working, only to be met with a confusing error message? It's frustrating, right? If that's you, then you're in the right place. Today, we're tackling the TypeError cannot read property set state of undefined issue. I know how annoying it is when you're trying to set the state in your React component, and instead, you get an error that leaves you scratching your head. Trust me, you're not alone. This is a common issue many developers face. Here's the specific situation we're looking at. One user recently asked, "Why am I getting a type error when trying to set state after an AJAX call?" They shared their code, and it seems like they are facing a classic issue with the context of this. Sound familiar? If so, let's dig into this together and find a solution. So what could be causing this error? The problem often arises when the context of this is lost inside the AJAX callback function. In JavaScript, this can be tricky, especially when dealing with asynchronous calls. We'll break it down step by step so you can understand what's going on. And don't go anywhere. I've got a pro tip at the end that will help you avoid this issue in the future. To resolve the type error, the user should first ensure that the context of this is correctly bound in the getPosts function. This can be achieved by using an arrow function, which automatically binds this to the component instance. Next, the user should verify that the AJAX request is correctly set up. This includes checking the URL and ensuring that the server is responding with the expected data format. Additionally, the user can add error handling to the AJAX request. This will help identify any issues that occur during the request process. Finally, the user should test the component to ensure that the state updates correctly after the AJAX call. This can be done by logging the state in the console after the setState call. Did you know? JavaScript was created in just 10 days, and yet here we are, still figuring out how to manage this. It's a wild ride. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution to the type error involves addressing the context of this. One user suggests assigning this to a variable, like self, and using it inside the success function. This way, you can call self.setState without losing context. Another approach is to use the bind method. You can bind this directly in the getPosts function, ensuring that this refers to the component instance when the success function is called. That's all for that response. Let's see what someone else had to say. An alternative solution provided by another user suggests storing the context of this in a variable. This is important because the this reference will not be available in the callback function of the AJAX request. Here's the pro tip I promised. Always use arrow functions for callbacks in React components to avoid losing context. This simple habit can save you a lot of headaches. And there you have it. You should now be able to set the state without running into that pesky type error. Remember, understanding this is key in JavaScript. If you found this helpful, hit the subscribe button for more tips, and don't miss our bonus pro tip on mastering React.